All right, so we're diving deep today into a dream someone sent us, and oh boy, it's a good one.
Yeah, this is gonna be juicy.
Like seriously action-packed stuff. So they've got a
Yeah.
familiar park, but like the one you always connected to that old church
Right.
from your childhood.
Yeah.
And it suddenly turns totally chaotic, like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's this strange encounter with a guy, then a chase scene, then bam, a full-on fight breaks out. It's like an action thriller, but dream
It's
style,
shift.
deeper meaning, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if this dream is trying to tell us something about our fears, our instincts,
Mm.
those unresolved issues we all have lurking around?
I think it's a safe bet.
Yeah, for sure. So let's break this down. Where do we even begin with this thing?
Well, the setting itself is pretty loaded, Like it starts in a place you associate with safety, spirituality even, and then flicks it all on its head.
Yeah, it goes from like Sunday school to straight up street fight. What's up with that?
Well, that shift from sanctuary to chaos, it's gotta mean something, right? It's not just some random dream generator spitting out images. It suggests something in your life might be going through a similar transformation. Like maybe old comforts are being disrupted.
Right, maybe things you thought were stable aren't so stable anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That sense of security being challenged.
And it's like the foundation is shaking a bit, and then there's this one detail that really got me, the fish in the plastic bag.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Like, it's just this little fish trapped and struggling to survive,
Hmm.
but it's still fighting.
It is, isn't it? It's almost this glimmer of hope in this whole chaotic scene. Like, even though everything's going crazy, there's still this little fighter hanging on.
Yeah, totally. The
Yeah.
symbol of resilience or something.
Right. The fish could totally symbolize a part of you. Or the dreamer, that's going through some tough stuff but refusing to give up.
Definitely. It's like no matter what life throws at you, keep swimming.
Exactly. It's that inner strength, that determination to make it through, even when things feel impossible.
And then things get even weirder.
Yeah.
You run into this man with a concealed gun.
Oh, yeah, that part always makes me nervous.
Right, like instantly, danger, danger. But then you realize he's not actually a threat.
Nope, totally harmless. False alarm.
Yeah, like your perception completely shifted. You went from fear to understanding in like a split second.
Which, that shift, that speaks volumes about how we see the world, right? It's like we're so conditioned to expect the worst, especially now.
Yeah, with all the craziness going on.
Exactly. So we see a gun and automatically jump to conclusions. But the dream is saying, hey, maybe take a closer look before you freak out.
Don't judge a book by its cover or a guy by his concealed weapon.
Exactly. Plus, it makes me think about all the anxieties we absorb from society. We're bombarded with news about crime and danger, and it can make us wary of everyone, even when there's no real reason.
Like our internal alarm bells are constantly going off.
Right. It's exhausting. So the dream might be saying, hey, try to dial down the fear a notch. Not everyone's out to get you.
Good advice. Although, speaking of danger, the dream definitely doesn't shy away from it. Out of nowhere, these three guys just attack.
Bam. Just like that.
No warning, no explanation, just pure aggression. What's your take on these sudden attackers? Are they like demons or something?
Well, not necessarily demons, but attackers in dreams can be tricky to interpret. Sometimes they do represent actual external threats, like dangers in your waking life that you might be ignoring or downplaying.
Right, like that shady character who hangs out by the bus stop.
Exactly. But sometimes, and this is where it gets really interesting, they can symbolize internal conflicts.
Internal conflicts, like what? Fighting with yourself?
In a way, yeah. Like maybe it's repressed anger or frustration that you're not dealing with consciously. So your subconscious is like, okay, time to stage a confrontation. Let's get this out in the open.
So it's not actual guys trying to mug you, it's your own inner demons.
Could be. It's all about symbolism and what resonates with the dreamer. Think about it. What emotions did you experience during the attack? Was it fear, anger, helplessness? Those emotions could be linked to something you're grappling with in your waking life.
Whoa, that's deep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're being attacked by maybe demons, maybe not. What do you do?
What did you do?
At first you run, right? Like any sane person would.
Flight instinct kicks right in.
But then you turn around and fight back.
Whoa, hold up. So you go from running to fighting. That's a pretty significant shift.
It is, right. Like what triggered that change? Was it courage, desperation.
Or maybe a little bit of both.
Right. It's like, okay, running isn't working. Time to stand my ground.
And that's such a powerful message, right? It's like even when you're scared, even when you feel overwhelmed, there's a part of you that's ready to fight back.
To face those demons head on.
Exactly. It's about tapping into that inner strength, that resilience we were talking about with the fish.
The fish.
Yeah.
I knew it was connected. Okay, but here's where things get really weird. The weapon you use to fight back.
What was it? A sword? A laser beam?
Not even close.
Yeah.
It's like a sharp green plastic gun-shaped thing.
Wait, hold up. A plastic gun?
Yep. Not very intimidating, right?
I know, not really.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
It's so strange.
It is, yeah. Like, why not a real gun or a knife or, I don't know, something more effective?
Right. It makes me wonder if it represents a perceived threat that isn't actually as powerful as you initially thought.
Ooh, I like that. Like, it's got the shape of a weapon, but it's made of plastic. It's like a fake threat.
Exactly. It's all bark and no bite. So maybe there's something in your life, a situation or a person that seems intimidating.
Right. But deep down, they're not really as scary as they seem.
They're just a plastic gun. Big, green, and kind of pointy, but ultimately harmless.
So the dream is saying, don't be fooled by appearances. Look closer, and you might realize that the danger isn't as real as you thought.
Don't bring a plastic gun to a real gunfight.
Now, that's a good motto. Okay, but wait, there's more, right? You also have a real weapon, the pocket knife.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's like, okay, plastic gun isn't cutting it. Time to bring out the big guns. But here's the thing. That pocket knife, it was a gift.
A gift? That's interesting. Who gave it to you?
Well, we don't know that from the dream.
Right, of course.
But it was a gift.
That adds a whole other layer to this whole thing. It's like taking something given to you out of love or friendship and using it for violence.
Yeah. Even if it's self-defense, it's still a pretty heavy image.
It is. It makes me think about the complexities of morality, even within the dreamscape. You know, it's not always clear-cut, good versus bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to make tough choices, even if it means using a gift for something it wasn't intended for.
Right. Like maybe the dream is saying, hey, be careful how you use the gifts you've been given. They can be powerful tools, but they can also be used for harm.
Exactly. It's a cautionary message about responsibility and the consequences of our actions.
And it all takes place in this park, this place that's so connected to childhood and spirituality.
It's like this battle between light and darkness is playing out on sacred ground.
Yeah. Like maybe it's about confronting the shadows within yourself, the parts of you that are capable of both good and bad.
And how do you reconcile those parts? How do you navigate the complexities of morality and make choices that align with your values, even when it's hard?
Deep stuff. So what's the takeaway here? What's this dream trying to tell us?
Well, I think it's about recognizing the power of our subconscious, you know? How it processes our fears, our anxieties, our deepest conflicts, and presents them to us in these symbolic narratives.
It's like our own personal therapy session, but with way weirder special effects.
Exactly. And the key is to pay attention, to try and decipher the messages hidden within the symbols.
To listen to what our dreams are trying to tell us.
Because they might just have the answers we're looking for, even if those answers are wrapped in plastic guns and gifted pocket knives.
And maybe a few fish swimming upstream.
Always got to have the fish.
Yeah, they make it interesting.
For sure. So pay attention to your dreams, folks. You never know what you might find.
Truth.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
See you then.